call your name? Will you go where you don't know and never be the same?
I find coming into the Church of St. Bernard's to be very prayerful because there is that surround prayer experience of the pews, that people can see one another, they can experience the prayerfulness of one another, and they can engage in the liturgy in a way that brings them to an experience of unified prayer.
Well, St. Bernard's always, I feel like, is my home.
It's very welcoming. From the very beginning, I felt welcome.
I found this to be a very attractive church in its design. A church in the round with the worship space, the altar right in the center.
It's a great building to have liturgy in. You feel part of the liturgy and the service.
One of the reasons we chose St. Bernard's is its architecture and the modern space that it is, and the fact that it was in the round and there's a real sense of community in that space when you can see other people rather than just their backs.
Well, I know the parish is 50 years old and it's pretty much the original building based on what I've known since I've been here. So I think it's just time for an update.
The church is rather dark, somber, and although there's, to me, still a reverent feeling to it, I think what you're looking for is a little bit more light to provide some energy.
When we look at the redesign project, there are many aspects of this project that are very necessary. There is a need to bring a lightness, a prayerfulness to the life of the church, in that people have said we would like to have better positioned stations of the cross. We would like to have a lightness to the inner space of the church where we would be able to not experience its darkness, but a whole new kind of light.
It's time for us to, brighten up our worship space, because it definitely needs to bring it up to speed to what other churches look like.
Just like your home, a building loses some of its pizzazz, and I think it's time for the pews to be refinished. The floors need attention. We need to update the lighting. The lighting has some problems with it.
When you walk into the church, other than the altar and maybe the cross, it doesn't really feel quite like other churches do, if you will.
When the project is completed, it is my hope that there truly is a vibrancy to the life of the church, that there will be a real sense of prayer, a sense of community as we gather together to worship.
I think people will see that this is not a tired church. It's not it won't have the dingy walls. It will be more modern. It will be more inspiring. It will be brighter, and it'll just be a warmer place to be.
And I think we're building a future, not for necessarily ourselves, but for our future generations.
So we're hoping that the new worship space will be more inviting to the older parishioners, but also some of the younger people. Get some of the high school kids or college kids, and as they get married, come back into the church, be part of our church.
So I think people, they want a place that's welcoming and attractive and that they feel comfortable in.
You're looking at the younger people. What is it that is gonna motivate younger families to come to the church? I think noticing that change, that physical change first, is going to show the commitment.
There is a hope that the lightness and the brightness that is caused by the windows, by the spire, and the light coming from above and from the doors and the windows will truly bring a great beauty to this church that will make this church special as it has always been special. This church was truly a vibrant place to worship when it was built in 1968. And we desire to continue that welcoming vibrancy into the worship space that this church is asking for, and, as I might say, really demands. That we have a place to experience God, to experience prayerful community, and to experience a love for the church that it really needs.